What is going on YouTube today? I have an awesome video for you guys. Now, I named the title of this video, "Is this monitor worth getting in 2024?" Whatever I decide to name this video. The reasoning for that is a lot of people don't really care for a matte coating over a screen and all the other little minute details all of these OLED fanboys are looking at. But my biggest thing for getting this, well, it was two really, was 480 hertz and the Amazon Prime Day sale to get this $200 off. Now I think it's still $200 off on a couple websites, so you can get this for a little cheaper than like the Asus counterparts. But for those of you that don't know, I do live in Japan, so I had to order this like three weeks ago, something like that, and I just got this monitor right when Asus announced their 480 hertz dual monitor. And I gotta say, man, I kind of wish I got that one, because it's got that USB-C with a KVM switch. That is like one of the key features that I wish this had. But either way, I'm very happy to get into this, and there's a very good chance that I'm just gonna see this picture, get blown away by it, and absolutely fall in love. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Alrighty. Alright, as you can see, you have some nice little instructions here. So let's dive right into this. Put it on something flat, put the thingy in the thingy, tighten it down. Easy peasy. Looks like we got a little panel. Here is the monitor arm. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna need to clean my desk off first, so let's do that. Alright, my desk is now nice and cleaned off. So let's continue going through the boxage here. I'm gonna get this little pedestal first. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. And you got some thumb screws down here. Pretty nice little monitor arm. Okie dokie, boom boom. Got a box of peripherals, or accessories rather. Pretty fat little power brick here. Power cable. Looks like HDMI ultra high speed certified, so I'm assuming this is a HDMI 2.1 cable, which is what we will be using for our GPU, which is a 4080 Super, by the way. I'll have a link in the description of my specific PC build rather, if you guys would like to check that out. Do you guys use HDMI 2.1 or DisplayPort 1.4 for your OLED monitors at home? I am curious to know what everyone out here is doing. Alright, here you can see it's got little instructions. So 1, nice and flat, open it. Number 2, 3 is put the monitor arm on the back, and then yeah, easy peasy. Alright, let me just stand this up real quick. Slide that down enough just to where that shows. Then I'm going to bring this over and slide her in. And just like that, a nice little clickety clack. We are good to go. Pretty painless unboxing experience. So now let me just set her up. All right, so I've been sitting on finishing this video for a couple of weeks now, and the reasoning for that is I really wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty details of this monitor before I gave you guys my honest opinion on it. I thought I was gonna have some buyer's remorse when that Asus monitor dropped with the whole KVM switch, 90 watts power delivery, you know, MacBook duality thing, but I gotta say, man, I absolutely love this thing. So I'd like to kind of make the highlight of this video, or the message, I guess I would say, is if you're looking for a new 4K OLED monitor, whether it's MSI, Asus, LG, don't buy Dell. That is a sketchy company. Whatever it is, I wouldn't, you know, kind of wrap around all the subreddit talk of this is a OG LMNOPWQD OLED without a glossy finish, it's matte. I would buy the monitor that you want based off of the specs that it has, and most of these things share the same screen. Like I think the new Asus monitor with 480 Hz uses the same panel as this LG one. Don't quote me on that, but regardless, if you get any of these monitors in front of you, they are going to look just amazing, especially if you're coming from an IPS panel, which I came from the HP Omen 27i. It was a 165 Hertz IPS panel. I'll drop that video down in the description if you want to see the major jump I went from that monitor to this monitor. So if you're an everyday normal Joe Schmo just like me, and you're not pixel peeping and you don't have every single one of these monitors to compare, I'm telling you right now, you will feel like you had a major upgrade if you do snag one of these. So get that monitor for the specs that you want. So like this has that 480 Hertz. One thing that this has that not very many other monitors have, if any, I believe at least these 4K models, are built-in speakers. These use the under-display panel technology. They sound really good. Here, I'll drop like a sample of that right here. So as you could hear, if you wanted to use just this monitor, no desktop speakers, you're mainly using a headset, you just want, you know, speakers that are nice, meek, minimal. It doesn't get any more minimal than not having desktop speakers and just having them included in your monitor. So if that's something that interests you, I think that this is just an absolutely fantastic, good sounding rendition of that. Next, let me get to the colors. So first thing that I did when I got this monitor was I downloaded the LG software for it, updated the firmware, went into Windows display settings, tuned it to the HDR thingamajig that's on there, and let me tell you, this thing looks absolutely incredible. As you can see right now, I mean, it is very bright. Like, I have no issues seeing things on this screen. One thing that you're going to hear a lot about these monitors is matte versus glossy. So if you're kind of new to the monitor nerd talk, basically matte monitors have like a diffusion characteristic that kind of makes it so when you have lights on, kind of like how I do now, or if you're in a room with windows and sun, that you don't just see a giant glare on your screen. So as you can see, I have a pure black image here, and even with all these lights on, it is looking very like viewable and diffused even on a pure black screen that you could see there. So my personal opinion, unless you have them both side by side, HDR content still looks absolutely amazing on it. And of course, the obligatory LG HDR OLED demo video is going to be right here. So let me know what you guys think of the pictures and colors that you're going to be getting on this monitor. So as you can see, everything looks just absolutely gorgeous, especially if you are in a room with blackout curtains and you can control the light in your environment. You're not going to have any kind of issue with this. The picture looks absolutely stunning, and I love it, frankly. Now, one of the biggest things that I mentioned earlier, 480 hertz, and this is incredible. So let me just give you a quick little example. There's a button right here under the monitor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. 480 hertz, 1080p. I don't have to mess around with anything in display settings. It just automatically goes to 480 hertz. Now, this will be very dependent on the game that you're playing, if it could even reach that high, or if you have the hardware to push 480 hertz. But playing on like XDefiant with my 4080 Super 7800 X3D build, again, right there, I'll drop a video in the description if you guys want to see what's actually powering this bad boy. But the smoothness is just chef's kiss. I absolutely love it. Now, I was having some issues where if I was in game and I was at 4K and then I pushed the button, sometimes the game or the computer, it didn't have a good handshake, and then like the game would crash and I'd have to like sometimes restart my PC. So if you are going into 480 hertz, make sure you're doing it on your desktop before your game is launched, or else your PC may spaz out. Your mileage may vary. But as far as some people saying that 32 inches 1080p is blurry, yes, yeah, it is a little bit. But for me, playing at 400 hertz, because remember, my last monitor was 165, so playing at 400 is absolutely worth the trade-off for me. But if I'm playing games that don't hit that frame cap, or just don't need it, like single player games, Street Fighter's capped at 60 hertz, then I'm going 4K all day. But to have the option when I want to like go straight 480, it is incredible. I don't mind the 1080p picture at all. It doesn't bother me. Now, there are the 27 and 24 inch modes that this could go into, where it essentially gives you like a black letterbox around that screen to simulate having a smaller version of the monitor. I haven't even messed with that, mainly because when it scrunches down like that, the subpixel layout, it just isn't meant to fit in that small of a picture, so it looks even worse at 27 and 24 than it does at 32. And you paid for the whole screen, why not use it? I mean, 32 I think is the sweet spot before it gets way too big for FPS. As a casual FPS enjoyer, I think this is absolutely perfect as is. Last little tidbit that I'd like to hit on, because I know a lot of you may be using this for multiple things like school and work. Text looks perfectly clear. How they did the OLED subpixel layout with this, nerd talk magic. I see no like pixelation on any text or anything like that. This thing is just absolutely beautiful in my personal opinion. And back to 4K. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is just the coolest thing, having two monitors in one with speakers. This is like the whole package. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think I may have still chosen the Asus given the choice at the time when I purchased this. But one thing that this has that many gaming monitors are just not following suit for some reason is a very clean, minimal, low bezel look here with no crazy gamery mumbo jumbo happening around here. I was thinking about getting a monitor arm, but this is like one of the cleanest stands that I've seen on a monitor. I think it looks very, very clean, minimalist, and professional. There's no logo, branding, or anything. I think this really can tie into a work from home / gaming setup without, you know, crazy RGBs and logos and all that. Well, you guys, that is all that I have for you today. Again, this wasn't like a super in-depth, nerdy comparison with all of the OLED monitors. I'm just some dude who bought this monitor with his own money, and if you're just some dude or lady that would want to do the same, this is what your normal everyday person's reaction to this is. It's awesome. With that being said, if you liked the video, you made it this far, a like, sub, and comment really does go a long way in supporting me and this channel. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good one. Catch you later. Peace.